Giorgia Meloni, the Italian Prime Minister, was recently named the most powerful person in Europe by Politico. Meloni made history in 2022 as Italy's first female Prime Minister. Her journey began as a teenage activist, and she has transformed from being viewed as an ultra-nationalist to a key player in European politics. Leading the right-wing Brothers of Italy party, she has become a significant figure on the continent. Her rise reflects a broader trend of right-wing populism gaining traction across Europe. As centrist leaders struggle, figures like Meloni are stepping into the spotlight. This shift raises important questions about civil rights and the treatment of minorities. In the 2022 elections, Meloni's party saw remarkable success. They secured around 26% of the vote, contributing to a coalition that claimed about 43%. This was a dramatic increase from just 4% in the previous election, showcasing her ability to connect with voters. As Prime Minister, Meloni has taken a firm stance on key issues, particularly immigration and LGBTQ+ rights. Her policies have sparked both support and criticism, especially her agreements with countries like Tunisia and Egypt. Politico describes her leadership style as that of a straight-talking alpha. This strong presence contrasts sharply with traditional European leaders like Emmanuel Macron and Olaf Scholz, who were notably absent from the list of influential figures. On the international stage, Meloni has shown unwavering support for EU sanctions against Russia amid the ongoing Ukraine conflict. This positions her as a crucial player in European governance. Initially dismissed as an ultranationalist, Meloni has successfully reshaped her public image. She has gained acceptance among European leaders who once viewed her with skepticism. As we look ahead, Meloni's recognition raises questions about her potential impact on European policies. Will she maintain cooperation with EU institutions or revert to more radical positions? Finally, influential figures like Elon Musk have expressed admiration for her policies. This indicates her growing influence beyond Europe and suggests she may play a significant role in shaping.
Islamist groups worldwide are celebrating the recent victory of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or HTS, over Bashar al-Assad's regime in Syria. This support highlights a surprising unity among factions that typically differ ideologically and sectarian-wise. HTS's blend of national and religious ideologies has garnered attention, with many viewing it as a potential model for Islamist movements globally. The Muslim Brotherhood branches, despite their historical rejection of violence, have issued statements praising the Syrian people's success in overthrowing Assad. In Jordan, the Islamic Action Front expressed support for HTS, noting its tactical successes and strategies. Hamas also congratulated the Syrian people, emphasizing aspirations for freedom while distancing itself from Assad's regime. The Taliban became the first state to officially recognize HTS by name, expressing hopes for a unified Islamic government in Syria. Meanwhile, affiliates of al-Qaeda have voiced support for HTS, although the Islamic State has criticized it for perceived betrayal. This reaction underscores ongoing divisions within Islamist movements regarding strategies and goals. HTS's focus on local issues rather than broader jihadist aims may contribute to its recent success. Analysts suggest that this shift reflects a broader trend among Sunni groups seeking legitimacy through nationalistic narratives. As Syria transitions to a new political landscape, HTS's role will be closely scrutinized by both supporters and critics alike. The implications of this victory extend beyond Syria, potentially influencing Islamist movements across the region. These aren't scenes from a festival. They're the face of South Korea's latest political protests. Since President Yoon Suk-yeol declared martial law last week, the country's youth have taken to the streets in style. Young women wave K-pop light sticks, the same expensive LEDs they use to cheer their idols. With music pounding from speaker trucks, they chant for Yoon's impeachment and dance to reimagined Christmas carols demanding change. Protesters snack on tteokbokki, blood sausages, and even boiled silkworm pupae from food trucks lining the streets. The atmosphere? Festive, but filled with defiance. But beneath the glow sticks and dance beats, the crisis is deepening. Police have arrested top officials, including the former defense minister and senior law enforcement officers. Yoon's power is now in question. The Prime Minister and ruling party leader are trying to take control, but many question if that's even constitutional. Meanwhile, the opposition isn't backing down. They're pushing for another impeachment vote, and they're not alone. From shaved head protests to LGBT activists joining in, the resistance is growing. South Korea's streets are alive with color and conviction. Will the glow of these light sticks lead the nation into a new world of change?
Luigi Mangioni's name has been making headlines for reasons few could have predicted. The 26-year-old Ivy League graduate, now incarcerated for the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, is adjusting to life at SCI Huntington, a correctional facility in Pennsylvania. But it's his unusual prison menu that's sparking curiosity. Mangioni's meals include typical prison staples: mac and cheese, pasta bean casserole. But what's truly catching attention are the porcupine meatballs. This strange dish consists of ground meat and rice, cooked in a tangy tomato sauce. Though it's not actually porcupine, the name alone has turned heads. Mangioni is not in solitary confinement, but he is isolated, housed alone in a single cell, far from the general inmate population. His daily routine is straightforward, with breakfast often consisting of scrambled eggs, grits, bread and coffee, while lunch features the infamous meatballs, mashed potatoes, and canned fruit. Dinner offers stewed tomatoes and pasta bean casserole. Mangioni's life took a dramatic turn after the brutal murder of Brian Thompson, which was caught on camera in Midtown Manhattan. Following a multi-state manhunt, Mangione was apprehended and charged with multiple crimes, including murder, possession of firearms, and forgery. Authorities believe his actions were driven by grievances against United Healthcare and other health insurance companies. From an Ivy League education to a prison cell with porcupine meatballs, Luigi Mangioni's life is filled with unexpected twists. As the investigation continues, the mystery surrounding his motives and bizarre prison meals deepens. New Jersey is on edge after weeks of mysterious drone sightings. State lawmakers have been briefed by security officials as federal and state agencies investigate the unexplained appearances. The sightings started on November 18th in Morris County, with residents reporting clusters of drones hovering overhead. Some drones, up to 6 feet in diameter, were spotted near sensitive sites, like the Picatinny Arsenal military base and Trump's Bedminster golf course. The FAA even imposed temporary flight restrictions. Speculation escalated when Congressman Jeff Van Drew claimed the drones came from an Iranian mothership off the East Coast. The Pentagon swiftly denied this, saying no such ship exists. Deputy Press Secretary Sabrina Singh made it clear, no foreign adversary is launching these drones. Despite reassurances from Governor Phil Murphy that there's no known threat, residents and officials are uneasy. Lawmakers like Dawn Fantasia demand more transparency. Meanwhile, Senator Cory Booker urged federal investigators to provide clearer answers, citing widespread concern and uncertainty. The FBI, Homeland Security, and New Jersey State Police continue to investigate. They're asking the public to report any drone activity, particularly near the Raritan River. Officials acknowledge the situation is concerning, but maintain there's no immediate threat to public safety. For now, the mystery remains, and New Jersey waits anxiously for answers.
Today we bring you a critical update from Queensland, Australia. Authorities are investigating a major biosecurity breach after deadly virus samples went missing from a public health laboratory. The incident, described as an unacceptable lapse in safety measures, involves 323 vials containing dangerous viruses, including Hendra virus, Lissa virus, and hantavirus. These viruses can cause serious illness and even death, raising significant concerns. Queensland Health has launched an investigation to determine the circumstances surrounding the breach and to prevent similar occurrences in the future. The missing samples were discovered in August 2023, but it remains unclear whether they were stolen, destroyed, or simply lost. Experts have expressed alarm over the situation. Sam Scarpino, Director of AI and Life Sciences at Northeastern University, called it a critical biosecurity lapse, noting that the pathogens reported missing are high consequence and could pose a threat to the public. Despite the severity of the breach, Queensland's Chief Health Officer, Dr. John Gerard, reassured the public that there is no evidence of risk to the community. He explained that the virus samples would degrade rapidly outside a low-temperature freezer and become non-infectious. As the investigation continues, the focus remains on ensuring that such a breach does not happen again. Today we bring you a significant update from Queensland, Australia. The state has passed controversial laws that will see children as young as 10 facing adult prison sentences for serious crimes. These new laws, dubbed adult crime, adult time, include mandatory life detention for murder with a non-parole period of 20 years. The government claims this move is in response to community outrage over youth crime and aims to act as a deterrent. However, experts argue that harsher penalties do not reduce youth offending and can actually exacerbate the problem. The United Nations has also criticized the reforms, stating they violate international law and disregard the human rights of children. Queensland's Premier David Crisafulli defends the laws, saying they prioritise the rights of victims over criminals. But data from the Australian Bureau of Statistics shows that youth crime in Queensland has halved over the past 14 years and remains at its lowest rate in recorded history. The changes have sparked a heated debate, with concerns about the disproportionate impact on Indigenous children and the potential for more youngsters to be held in police cells due to overcrowded detention centres. As Queensland navigates this controversial path, the world watches closely. Will these laws bring the desired change, or will they lead to unintended consequences?